Hello, welcome back. We are now on the main road from Uig in Skye towards Portree and eventually the Skye Bridge. So unlike where we went up to Uig, we went up the east coast, which was the scenic route. This is the direct route you would take if you are taking the ferry from Uig, or you just want to get there without the more direct way than going through Staffin, although the other way I found hugely more scenic, but obviously less practical. So we've now left Uig Bay campsite and we're heading back to Solo Caravanning. Going to be there for a week now doing a short course, so I don't think there'll be many filming opportunities, I'm afraid, because it won't be very interesting for the casual viewer while I'm just sort of sitting in class trying to get my head around the genitive case. Uig Bay campsite. So I gave you a little tour earlier, and also on the way up, I don't know if you remember, I said they'd salted the roads, and I was a bit precious about my new car and my Airstream and the salt. And you have to remember that a site operator will be paying commercial rates for their water, and it will probably be metered. So water is actually quite a precious commodity to them. They don't want people washing cars and caravans because it costs them money. But the site owner was nice enough to come to an arrangement, shall we say, and I rinsed off both the car and the caravan, which I'm pleased about. And it now looks like this lorry is gonna just cover me in crap. Thank you. Right. It is 10 to 1. I left Uig Bay at 12:30, and here in the UK it's kind of the done thing that you check out by 12. But I wanted to talk about caravanning on your own, which is something I do a lot of because I don't have any friends. Well, I do, but most of them, you know, have jobs and things, and they can't always join me. So poor old Dougal gets it in the ear all the time. So one of the great things about Uig Bay, like both club sites, Camping and Caravanning Club and the Caravan Club, is that it was an adult fee. So I paid £6 for the night, £3 for the pitch with the hookup, so it was £9, which is cheaper than most CLs. So even though the facilities were a little bit sort of basic and they weren't heated, at least it had facilities. I had the facility to use the facilities, which for £9 a night I think was pretty good going. But what did make me titter a bit this morning was at midday the electricity was cut off to my pitch, as if to say, that's your lot, mate, sling your rook. Which again is better than being charged a late exit fee, which some sites will do, but it did kind of make me, oh okay, yeah, that's fine, you fine, I'll just go now. But yeah, caravanning on your own, normally, put it this way, caravanning on your own is a gazillion times better than not caravanning at all. And sometimes it can even be better than caravanning with someone who you don't want to be caravanning with. In fact, it's always better than caravanning with someone you don't want to be caravanning with. But I do look sometimes on at the smug couples on site, and they have a routine going. There was a couple of chaps in the motorhome next door, and you know, well, one was getting a shower, the other one was obviously putting the beds away, then he came back from the shower, the other one went off to have a shower, and the other one cooked breakfast. So then they sat and had breakfast, and one washed up while the other one packed up outside, put the lead away and stuff, drained the tanks, and off they toodled at about 10:30. Of course, on your own, you get up and you make your own cup of tea and go back to bed, and then you get up and get dressed and take the dog to be emptied, and then you go back and then you put the beds away, and then you cook your porridge, and then you have your porridge, and then you do the dog's breakfast, and then you wash up, and then you tidy up, and then you start packing away the inside of the caravan, then you've got to start packing away the outside of the caravan, and it was 12:30 before I was done. And I don't know, sometimes it does get a bit sort of gutty, doing all these chores on your own, and I have had a bit of a down over the past couple of days, because I enjoyed Razi so much, and it was really so friendly, and you come back to Skye, and you know, Skye is beautiful, Skye is lovely, but since the bridge, which has benefited Skye and I'm enormously, it just feels like the mainland to me. I'm sorry people of the Isle of Skye, but to me it feels like the mainland. It's lost its special sort of island feel that I get, say, in the Outer Hebrides or Razi, places like that. It's so accessible now. You know, it's all good. It's all good for the economy. It's good for the people who, you know, don't have to wait for a ferry now if they need to urgently get to the hospital in Inverness or something like that. You know, 24 hours a day they can get on and off the island, which they couldn't before. But of course it's opened it up to a lot of people who are not respectful. And I know people who aren't respectful can also get on ferries, but they're less likely to than they are to cross a bridge that's free. So yeah, so I've been on a bit of a grump, and also, you know, just like the weather, you've seen some days we've had spectacular sunshine, and some days it's like today, it's been a bit dreich, and you know, I think human beings are like that. Some days you are full of sunshine, and some days you're just a bit dreich. And yeah, I've just been a bit dreich over the past couple of days, but hey ho. You know, that's another thing I suppose about being on your own, is you've got no one to slap you around the face and say, oh, pull yourself together, man, apart from yourself. And you know, sometimes you do just run out of motivation. So yeah, it's been a bit of a couple of days. We still managed to get out with the dog and stuff, and haven't done anywhere near as much studying as I wanted to. Hardly done any, because I've just not felt like it, and I've managed to put a few of these little films together and saved, so I can get those uploaded while I'm at Solmore, while I've got a signal. That was another thing, the internet, there was no 3G or anything, there was only GPRS 2G phone signal at Uig, and modern apps and websites, well, you can just forget GPRS now, because it's just really as good as useless. When I took Dougal for a walk, we went up a mountain, we got Edge, which is like what they call 2.5G, which was okay, it's very slow, but at least you could like post a picture on Twitter if you wanted, whereas I couldn't on GPRS. To use the internet at the site, it was provided by a third party. It was £6 a day. That's the same as an adult camping would cost. So we didn't use the internet. I didn't bother with that. But I know when we get to Solmore later today, I'll have broadband. Yeah! Because obviously the college has Wi-Fi for students. Hurrah! Hurrah! Now, I think we're sort of, let's say, we're still between Uig and Portree, heading to Broadford once again. We'll give Razi a wave as we go past, and we need to go now to the co-op. And there is caravan parking just before the co-op, which is fantastic. Need to fill up with LPG, because obviously I hit the LPG very hard in Razi. And there you go. So that's a little bit of drivel from me. This will probably be the last one for a while, not in terms of being uploaded, but in terms of time, because I really can't see much to interest you in 5 days at Solmore, and I think I've been waffling on enough now, so thank you for watching, and tune in again soon to ScotVlog. Welcome back after that little monologue. I did before. I wasn't going to do a video again on this trip, but oh my goodness me, I just wanted to share that view. It is pretty spectacular. I think that's the Sligachens, I don't know how you pronounce that. Yeah, that's a Sligachen or Sligachen or whatever hotel and campsite down there. Quite a stunning approach there. So I just wanted to switch on the camera and show you that. We are between Portree and Broadford on the Isle of Skye. And yeah, that's a pretty stunning view there. Stunning indeed. And yeah, there's a sign for the Sligachen Hotel. So if you do this in the Gaelic way, you put the emphasis on the first syllable, so it'd be Sligachen. There you go, I've decided, it's Sligachen.